On the night of August 7th into the early hours of the 8th, Russia launched yet another air assault on Ukraine. No ballistic missiles, no fighter jets screaming across the sky. Instead, dozens of low-flying drones, buzzing steadily through the darkness. One of the main targets this time? Odesa, a key port city in southern Ukraine. What stood out wasn't just that there was an attack, but how it was carried out. According to Ukraine's Air Force, Russia deployed a total of 108 aerial weapons that night. The majority were Shahed 136 drones, Iranian-designed, low-cost, loitering munitions that have been widely used in this war. Also included were a few jet-powered drones, flying much faster, and some decoy drones likely intended to confuse Ukrainian radar systems. They weren't all launched from one place either. They came from Kursk and Bryansk in western Russia, from occupied Crimea, and from positions near the Black Sea coast. The attack lasted several hours, and while Ukraine reported intercepting 82 drones, at least 26 made it through. Reports out of Odesa describe minor but targeted damage. Several industrial buildings were hit. A wastewater pump station took a direct strike. One civilian was slightly injured by flying glass. And in the outskirts of the city, debris from intercepted drones caused brush fires in open fields. No missiles were used, not a single one. And that raises an important question. Was this a cost-saving measure by Russia, a shift in tactics, or something else entirely? When a country like Russia uses only drones, especially this many, it often signals more than just an attack. It could be a way to stretch Ukraine's air defenses thin, force them to fire expensive interceptors, wear down their systems and operators. But there's also a second possibility. This might be a test, a chance for Russian analysts to observe how Ukrainian air defenses react. Which systems engage first? Where drones get through? Which angles or altitudes work best? If that's the case, then this attack wasn't about destruction. It was about data, and that makes future attacks even more concerning. On paper, intercepting over 75% of incoming drones looks good, but 26 drones still hit something. And more importantly, each one forced Ukraine to respond. That response comes with a cost. Air defense isn't unlimited. Systems are finite. Operators need rest. Missiles and ammunition run low, and they're not cheap to replace. Even with Western support, Ukraine faces the fundamental challenge of defending a very large country with a limited number of systems. And every time a $30,000 drone triggers a $1 million response, Russia scores a long-term win. As always, the story depends on who's telling it. Ukraine says these drones targeted civilian infrastructure, waste systems, energy supply, public facilities. But pro-Russian media claim the targets were military, fuel depots, logistics hubs, storage facilities. No independent confirmation has been made either way. And once again, we're reminded that in this war, truth is often the first casualty, buried beneath press releases, social media posts, and strategic silence. This attack didn't cause mass casualties, it didn't destroy major infrastructure, and it didn't change the map. But that doesn't make it irrelevant, because behind the numbers, behind the official statements, this looks less like a one-time attack and more like a pattern. High-volume drone strikes, launched from multiple directions, no missiles, no high-value assets spent. Russia might be learning, adapting, preparing, and Ukraine, while resilient, is still playing defense. still reacting. That's a dangerous position to be in. Modern warfare isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, subtle, repetitive, a drone that comes every night. Not to cause panic, but to wear you down little by little, until even defending becomes unsustainable. So the question now is not just what happened, it's why now, and what comes next. Who's really being tested here? Ukraine's defenses, or the West's willingness to keep supporting them? And perhaps more importantly, is this just a phase of the war or the start of something else entirely? Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown useful, consider subscribing. And tell us in the comments, do you think these drone strikes are signs of Russian weakness or a different kind of strength? Let's talk about it. This content is created solely for educational and informational purposes. It is intended to provide insights based on verified data, credible sources, and careful analysis. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding of modern military technology and current events, not to promote or endorse any form of conflict, propaganda, or political agenda. We strictly oppose the spread of misinformation and hoaxes. Every piece of information presented has been carefully sourced from reliable, publicly available references. We encourage viewers to approach the topic with critical thinking and respect for all sides involved, maintaining a focus on knowledge sharing and open discussion.